So jumping right in, this is all about how you really can create highly effective social content for any budget. And by effective, I really mean once you have your goals. Is it awareness, engagement, conversion? Having that at the beginning will allow us to see how it's effective. But in terms of a show and don't tell, quick video.
Okay, we're recording and we've all been scrolling through social, noticed a great piece of content, and had two thoughts. The first is as a consumer, which is, that was really cool.
The second is as a marketer thinking, I really wish I had the budget to create cool stuff like this. We get it, but listen, you really can create great social on any budget. In fact, right now, we're recording on an iPhone. How are we going to edit? With a free app. It really can be that simple.
Or
striking like one. Okay, action.
Maybe you have a little more budget to put behind it. This will give you crisp, professional-looking content with a team behind you on set. That could be an in-studio photo shoot with talent, video with higher-end graphics, and the rights to music your audience has heard before.
Or maybe you want top-of-the-line content and have the financial freedom to match your creative visions. We'll talk to that too. Okay, wait, this is not my creative vision?
That's because it's mine!
Was that fun for you?
Yeah, it was.
Anyway, we want you to leave here today feeling comfortable knowing that you can create highly effective social content for any budget.
So Adam and I are pretty vain, so feel free to take pictures, share all the slides. You can see our handles on the bottom right. The reason that we're all here is we believe that to create really strong, effective content, you have to have the deepest of pockets, and that just isn't the case. Sometimes you can determine how to take your budget and use it between tools, staff, time, or creative itself, and how to really be resourceful. Today, we're going to talk about how to create that content in different buckets, right? So there's the no, hardly any budget, laugh when you tell someone how much you have. There's the middle, and then there's living your best life, 30,000 plus content creation. Next, we're going to give you some simple tools. So when you leave here today, not only do we hope that you'll be inspired, but you'll have some marching orders. And third, we want to make sure that we leave enough time for Q&A, so that way you guys can leave, again, with any questions that you have answered. Before we begin, though, I want to just give everybody a very simple rubric on sample content classification. So the first content that we talk about a lot is hero content, right? These are the big ideas. These are the ones where you go all in on quality, and you're maybe doing something only 2 or 3 times a year. This could even be something where you say, this is going to live entirely in social, and I'm going to put all my budget into it, right? This is definitely something that you're going to promote to entrance, your audiences, to be sexy and solicit that click, to get the followers and the relevant audiences to give you the engagement. Next is content that we just call hub content, right? So these are things that you're going to publish on a regular cadence, maybe not daily, more likely if you have the time weekly, if not monthly. This is your episodic content, right? When we talk about hub content, it's a series that can live either through, Instagram, or it could be on YouTube, but this is something that once you get that audience and you've paid all that money and the attention to get them, you need to keep them coming back for more. And the third is just the general hygiene, right? This is the day-to-day. This sometimes is the hardest for people to produce because they think everything has to be perfect and it has to go through 27 rounds of revision. And it really doesn't. It's those short things. And it doesn't have to be these long, beautiful, 30-second, lovely streaming videos. It literally could be something short and sweet, a little GIF or something like that along the way. So when you hear us referring to the big hero pieces or the hub episodic content, this is what we mean. And when we say achievable on any budget, we really mean it. So when we look at the 3 different clusters, one is absolutely no money, joking matter, up to about $5,000 to spend however you'd like. The middle range is between 5 and 30, and then the last is 30,000 plus. And so when we break those down, we'll explain different tools. When you have more money, how you would kind of plus up, right, with maybe talent or going from my office to a studio. And for an example, we'll use one of our partner clients, which is Wells Fargo. We help them create content for their student audience. And so here you can see we kind of take the leftovers and make it work, right? So this is in the no budget if you have. You already know that there's all this raw data. What you need is someone to do post-production and to pull those little notes out, right? It could be there. It could be, graphic scroll over. Again, these are all things to think about. When we move up, using the same example when we were kind of looking through our folders, here's where you have something else. You have all the different pieces that are moving, short little shorts. But also, if you look at the top right for the hub kind of episodic content, what you can see is that it's really simple, but it's effective. So this was kind of that middle range, right? We collected a whole bunch of very capable students, put them in one room, one day, talking heads. As you can see, it's just the background wall at our office, and asked them questions back and forth. But it was engaging because the quality was crisp with the video we used. And eyes met eyes, and it was very relatable. Also, did not pay for the talent, asked the talent to come because they are active customers. So if you have active customers or members, think about that. And then the last one is, if you can go big, find a story and tell it well.
My brothers and I went to a private school, and we had uniforms, same pants, same shirts, but the shoes, that's how you stood out. That's how you could express yourself. And, since we couldn't really have the shoes we wanted all the time, I would draw them. I realized that the shoes didn't really have to be confined to the page, so I started thinking about how I could actually make them come to life. And that's how 723 was born.
Again, that was a little bit longer, but it lived on YouTube. And what's important is that, I'm going to stop it. What's important is that you don't see the brand until the end, right? It's all about the story and kind of relating. And you'll also notice that it's all about proper planning and the strategy, right? So we helped with, the script and everything like that. That was done as a voiceover. And we did that so we wouldn't have to go back and fix things later, but we can do whatever we wanted. So you can see this is just an example, one of dozens and dozens of little short snippets. This is the hygiene stuff, where you can kind of go back in. So you can use all that and repurpose and rejigger and do all the different things that you need to do to get it going. But to do that successfully, you have to really act like a social predator, okay? And so what that means is to wear two hats. That's the producer role, which is thinking about going into this. What am I going to do? What are my goals? What are my objectives? How many different shots do I need? What's the story I'm going to tell? What are all the other little things? And then also acting like a managing editor of that same time. So it's really having that journalistic point of view to go in and say, okay, how can I get everything I possibly can at one time? So that could just be going through, and we'll explain to you how to expand your shot list. Or so many of us are using influencers, right? Well, if we only cherry pick 3 or 4 posts from that influencer, what about all the other raw footage? Why can't we at the beginning ask for that and get as much as we can to utilize later?
All right, so let's talk about each one of these things in depth in a section I call Lights, #Action.
Let's switch.
You get it? Yeah, okay, y'all get it. Y'all get it. Okay, the first one, let's talk about that no to low section, all right? A lot of us are probably in this now or have worked in this before, and you're like, look, I want to create content. We just don't have that budget. Let's talk through that. First, let's talk about the benefit. Why would you even want to try and do this? Well, the first is the cost. Usually with this type of content, it has quick turnaround. The smaller the budget means the smaller the moving pieces, means the quicker that it can move forward. And at the very least, you're joining the conversation. Sometimes it's just best to get out there and pick something and run with it. It's kind of like a lot of times we'll have what's called Netflix paralysis, where you open up Netflix, there's so many choices, and you're like, and then you just watch The Office for the 7th straight time. Michael and Holly are definitely the best couple. There's no question about that. So at least get out there and do. Now, there are challenges. That content quality is going to be lower, and that has potential to add to the noise. And sometimes a lower financial investment leads to a lower time investment, which can mean inconsistent cadences when you're posting. So those are things to keep in mind. However, let's again tactically build this out. What do you need in order to create this type of content? Well, all of this stuff in this Note Low can be shot on a cell phone if we need. Then after that, you need a tripod, a ring light, and a microphone. If you do not know what a ring light is, if you have a teenage daughter or a friend has a teenage daughter, ask them what their ring light is. Not only will they tell you which one to buy, they will give you several makeup tips to go along with that as well. Okay? The microphone is something that you can easily hook up to your cell phone as well. As far as talent goes, use your employees. Use your friends that can opt in. Now, a note on this that is very important. If you are making video content, write the script so that they're non-speaking roles. If your friends are going to be in this, odds are they are not very good actors. So you want to keep that to make sure that it stays authentic. And then imagery. All of us want beautiful, high-quality images, and there are ways to get that for free. Unsplash is a site that you can go and get very, very high-quality content that people take, submit, and allow companies and businesses to use, or just source UGC. There are probably people that have been where you have been or what you want to showcase. Ask them if you can use their content. Now, diving further into tactical, here are some bootstrap applications that you can use as a one-man band in order to create this content. Canva, InShot, Adobe Spark, and Adobe Rush. So Canva and InShot, those are like, look, I need something where I can spend zero money and still crank content out there. Canva is your graphic design app. InShot is your video app. They are, after you play around with them in a little bit, you can literally create videos in under 10 minutes. And that's not an exaggeration. I am not paid by InShot, so I do not have anything to gain by lying to you about that. Adobe Spark and Adobe Rush are a little bit higher quality. They are connected to the Adobe Creative Suite, which is like your Premieres, your After Effects. It's still something that you can use on the go, and they have free light versions. So using all of that, you have those tactical pieces in order to go out and create. That's photo, that's video, copy and caption, whatever that is. You have these tools to at least go out and say, I can start creating for a social presence. It also doesn't have to look like homemade content. This was something that we created for one of our clients that literally started with a glove, a cookie, and a vision. So this is obviously a very nice piece. We did not actually go to space to do this. What we did, though, is we ordered this glove off Amazon. Fun fact, I was supposed to wear it until it came in as a kid size, and these do not fit anything. Then we drove over. We got one of the cookies. I was tasked to get 2. I got 6 just in case we needed some for extra. And we took literally 30 minutes of the studio time, shot these, and we slapped the picture behind it. Obviously, my photo retoucher would not be happy with me saying it like that. But we were able to create really high-quality content that had real results. This was a paid campaign that we ran, but one of the numbers that's super important is this 1,500%, which is an increase in organic engagement based on our benchmark engagement rates. And also, you'll see a lot of these results on some of these slides. We're not going to dive too deep into those, but we want you all to know that we're not just showing you creative, like, oh, this is a cool thing. These are creative campaigns that have been run, tested, and proven to be effective based on the metrics that they're being measured by. And the next thing is, these are also things that were created in that bucket. Stop motion video is a great way to almost cheat that video system. We have several content examples that we have here. Obviously, this one in the bottom left is super original. There is no BuzzFeed account that runs content like that. No, it obviously looks like a Tasty video, right? That was something that we did. Very simple, but it's clean, it's crisp, and it helped our clients achieve their goals. Another piece in here, this took several hours in the studio. We were able to stitch those photos together and came up with another clean, crisp video. So this high-end, really effective social content is possible in this vein. This next piece here, again, simple concept, very professional looking, looks well. The only thing that bothers me a little bit is did this person house all the seeds in the watermelon? Okay, let me not get caught up on that. But UGC is another great social hygiene content, and sometimes taking your money is spending it on a tool that can help you source UGC. So Olapic is something else for you to look at. So if you're like, yes, I don't know where to start as far as looking at UGC, check Olapic. They're a great resource as well.